This is Triggered.
And you will be.
Hello,
Hi.
hello. If you are hearing this, I am on vacation.
Yeah.
Mm,
And I'm
mm, mm, mm,
probably
mm,
a little depressed.
mm. I am going to America
America.
for July 4th, 250-year celebration. I'm so excited.
I'll be here,
I am
guys.
so excited. I'm gonna get my nails done all like Star-Spangled Banner. I will post photos. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I am like, people keep saying, oh, well, aren't you going to miss Canada Day on July 1st? I'm like, no.
Not really.
I don't know, guys. Listen, I love Canada Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the kickoff to summer. The kids are
Yeah.
on holidays. You know, we do have a good time. Please don't, Canadians, listen,
Yeah.
we love you. Okay. Don't come for
We
me.
are
But
the Canadian gals.
we went last year for the first time for July 4th, and it's just different.
They turn it up, eh?
Oh my. Even the fireworks
Yeah.
display that we were just in awe watching,
Yeah.
because we have fireworks and they're fun and they're cool and whatever. No, this was like in a high school field in a little town in Ohio, and it was phenomenal.
I hate fireworks.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I get really, I don't know what it is about them, but they make me really anxious. I think it's the loudness of them.
Yeah.
And my
Well,
kids don't
and
like them either.
it's so interesting that that's the case, because I remember, so for those of you that don't know, Ashley and I are ex-military wives.
Yeah.
And when we lived on base, we didn't do fireworks after Afghanistan because, duh, you've got a whole
Yeah.
city full of vets. They don't want to hear explosions and bright lights. Like, that is not their idea
Yeah.
of a good time. So, but it was really cute. I remember the last July 1st that we were on base, they did a sparkler thing where you went to a field and like all the kids got sparklers and glow sticks, and like
Cute.
they played music and the kids just ran around, and it was fun. It was
That's
cool.
nice.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm going for the big boom boom in
The boom
Ohio.
boom.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun. So we are pre-recording this. We don't normally pre-record simply because it would make more sense for us to pre-record. But the thing is, the world moves so fast,
Yeah.
and then we don't feel like you're getting authentic us. You know, if something happens
No.
in the world that week and then we're coming on and talking about something that happened 3 weeks ago, it's just never been our vibe.
I don't really like that.
No,
I like to
it's just
stay
never
kind
been
of,
our vibe.
and like, what if someone is like, hey, can you wish my kid a happy birthday? Can you?
Yeah.
And then we're like 3 months later, like, happy birthday. Like, no. Like, I like to try and keep it as close as possible. Of course, we're going to have summer holidays. Of course, Christmas time, we always try
Yeah.
and pre-record a little.
Yeah.
I think my vibe this Christmas is we're taking the kids out of the country. We're going to go and do a tropical
beautiful
vacation, I think.
You know what? I've always wanted to do Christmas on a beach.
Yeah. So here's
Like,
the thing.
let's go.
So last year we did Mont Tremblant, which is like the
Mhm.
most, for those of you who don't know, like it's a beautiful ski resort. So we
Mhm.
rented a chalet and it was so beautiful.
Mhm.
But the cost,
Oh,
so we were like, okay,
insanity.
by the time, because you still, like, obviously you're still cooking, you're still doing all the
Yeah.
things, and then the ski lift passes and everything.
Yeah.
You know, we're $4,000 in.
I know, it's so expensive.
So
and it's like, or we could all inclusive be on a beach,
yeah.
which I know is
Anywho.
your preferred mode of travel,
Life.
so I know. Life. You're like, not travel, just life.
Just life.
All right. So, guys, I always feel bad being excited about these cases
I
because
know.
what is wrong? Like, honestly, if I spend too much time thinking about what is wrong with me, that I am pumped to bring you this horrible case, we wouldn't be doing this podcast at all. So I just don't think about it. But there are some cases that we come across where it just feels like I can't believe I found this case.
Okay.
And I'm genuinely interested when I post our content for this episode. Please tell me if you knew about this before this episode,
I wonder if I know about it.
because I'm genuinely interested to hear if people actually even know about this. So, Ash, I'm taking you to Japan today. I know.
This is, guys, I have, like, like, Asia for me
Mhm.
is, like, that is the only place. Like, I need a month. I have to go. It's
Oh,
my dream.
yes. You do have to
Um,
go.
I have to go because
Yeah.
I also, like, thoroughly studied the War of Nanking. If you know, you know. If you don't, we're not gonna get into it because it's just
A
horrific.
lot. It's a
It's
lot.
a lot. It's a lot of info. But, like, I love the culture. I love the way the Japanese hold themselves to such a beautiful high standard. I love the politeness,
Mhm, mhm,
like
mhm.
the cleanliness, the the food, the fucking food.
Well, at the end of this, I am introducing you all to the most badass Japanese man who
Yeah.
just, if I could shake this man's hand, that would be a highlight of my life. So let's get right into it so that you can be on the same page as me.
Okay.
Nagoya is a big city in central Japan, Aichi Prefecture. It's industrial, busy, the kind of place where a young family can disappear into a perfectly nice, anonymous life. There are so many people. And that is exactly what Namiko Takaba had. Namiko was 32 years old, a housewife, a mom. She had a husband named Satoru and a little boy named Kohei, who was 2 years old. They lived in a second floor apartment in the Nishi ward of the city. And the detail that really sticks with me throughout this episode is in the days before she died, Namiko told her husband that she was the happiest she had ever been, which kills me. And this woman was just at a point in her life where all of her dreams that she had as a woman were coming true. She had a
Oh,
good man, she had a baby, she was happy. And they had just signed a contract for a new condo. So they were moving out of the one that they had. They were moving up in the world. It was a bigger condo because they were planning on having a second child. So
oh,
this was
big
like that
exciting
exciting,
times.
right? They had this baby, which she had when she was 30. They were planning on having another child. She was right in the middle of the best chapter of her life. She was also, by every single account, meticulous, very tidy. She took the housewife title very seriously. And hats off. I love a good stay at home mom, a good housewife who
Yeah.
takes so much pride in the job that they have in keeping the
Yes.
home and keeping the children. Like, you guys are incredible. And
I
I love meeting a woman who is just like, I love my life. I love being at home. I love caring for my husband and my home and my kids and like, love that.
Yeah.
And this was her. The date is November 13th, 1999. It's daytime. Satoru is at work, and it's just Namiko and Kohei at home, second floor apartment, and someone knocks on their door. Now, for years, this part of the story was a mystery because here is what the investigators found on that day in her home when they reconstructed this scene. There was a half eaten snack on the table. It was noodles and orange peels, all consistent with like an ordinary afternoon.
Yep.
But there was one thing on that table that did not belong: a lactic acid drink. So think along the lines of kefir, if you know, or
Yeah, yeah,
kefir,
yeah.
or however you say it. One of those little cultured milk beverages. And the problem, Ash, is that the Takaba family did not drink that. They didn't have it in their fridge. It wasn't something that they purchased. It had no business being in the apartment. So for the
Okay.
longest time, after I tell you what happened to Namiko, investigators had this one weird object sitting in the middle of an otherwise completely normal scene that made sense. It was like the puzzle piece that didn't fit.
Okay.
So here's what they eventually pieced together with what they had. The killer came to the door posing as a beverage salesperson, a drink rep. This person offered Namiko a sample of this lactic acid drink. Namiko, who is a tidy young mom at home with her toddler on a Tuesday, did the most ordinary human thing in the world. She opened the door. And for the longest time, they did assume that this person was a woman because
Oh,
everyone that knew Namiko said, like, she would have never let someone in. Like, she
no.
would have never let a man into her house. So the thought process was a woman came to the door, was like, "Hey, I'm selling these drinks. They're good for you. They're good for your health. Oh, I see you have a child." And Namiko was like, "Why don't you come in and I'll try your drink?"
Okay.
Which, okay, here in 2026, I'm not letting anyone in my house that's selling a drink door to door.
I probably am. Like, fuck, guys, you know me.
You're right. You probably are. You probably were like, "Come on in. Let's try your little drink."
Yes, because, like, okay, so we have a lot of door-to-door fundraising people, and so when we first moved in here, we had the sick kids, and, like,
Yeah, yeah.
I will always try and support children's hospitals, if
I
anything
know.
else,
I
if
know.
anything
I
else, because
know.
Canada's healthcare is kind of lacking, and, like, if it means I can give even my last couple of bucks, hey, they need it more than I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, when I see it's hot or it's winter, like, the weather's hard and someone is just trying to make a living going door to door, get the fuck in here. Sit
Here's
down.
where you and I differ so
Yeah,
drastically. No one's coming in I'm not letting anyone in my house, but I mean, hats off to you.
right?
And, you and Namiko have that in common because she obviously was like, "Come on in, like, let's." And here's the thing, she had no reason to think that anything bad was going to happen. It was a woman.
Right.
She's got her 2-year-old is running around the house.
You feel
You're not
safe?
thinking that something terrible is going to happen. So I'm going to be super measured here when I talk about the crime because there is a 2-year-old involved here,
Yeah.
but you need the facts. So I need to get into it. So the intruder had brought a knife with them. Police would later conclude the whole thing was almost certainly premeditated because you don't show up to a beverage demo completely armed. Like, that's not a thing.
No.
She came to this apartment to do this thing.
Okay.
Namiko was stabbed multiple times, the fatal wounds to her neck, and all of this was in front of her boy.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. The investigators who described the scene used the phrase ferocious intent. They noted that the attack was focused, deliberate, targeted. This was not a robbery gone sideways. Nothing was taken. This was personal, even though Namiko, they were assuming, had no idea who this was.
Okay.
I get so sad when there's kids that watch this type of horror occur. He was found unharmed, physically untouched, but when they found her, he was sitting beside his mother in a pool of blood.
Because he was a baby and he didn't understand.
Like, what happened to mom?
Yeah.
So whatever this was about, they immediately assumed this was about Namiko or something that Namiko represented, and the baby was simply just irrelevant. And they didn't care, which immediately you're a monster. If you're killing, and we just went through this with fucking Taylor, whatever her fucking name is. Like you're a bad person. If you
Yeah.
can kill a child's mother in front of a baby, like, fuck off. So that's what Satoru Takaba comes home to.
This
Which,
poor man. Could you fucking
awful.
imagine? You walk in after the long day, there's your child sitting beside your wife
In a pool of blood. And she's
in a
dead.
pool of
She's been
blood.
dead forever. Yeah, she's been dead for hours.
God.
Uh, just the image of that just breaks me.
I don't even want that image in my brain.
I know. Okay, so I want to give Satoru a moment here because, like I said at the beginning of the episode, this man is the spine of this entire case.
Oh.
In an interview not long after the murder, he said something that I think tells you everything about who he is. He said, and like I'm only paraphrasing slightly because of the language barrier, if I cry and grieve, that is just giving the killer what they want. So immediately,
He's
right
like,
from the get-go,
yeah.
he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure this out for my wife. So now
Oh,
we have a murder. I know. Oh,
what a
girl, you're not even
man.
ready. I know. We have a meticulous, premeditated personal murder. They don't know why or who, because when they spoke to Satoru and her friends and family, they were like, you don't understand. Like, Namiko was just the chillest woman. She was a stay-at-home mom. It's not like she pissed someone off in business.
Right.
It's not like anything like that. So they were like, what the fuck? So anyway, the authorities threw everything at it, which I love. I want to give you the scale because it's staggering. And guys, when I first read this, I was like, nope, something's wrong here because there's absolutely no way. Because it is reported that they interviewed roughly 5,000 people, which,
Mm.
what?
Yeah.
And apparently they put something on the order of 100,000 officers on this case. And I was like, no, sorry, there's not. But honestly, guys, when I looked at the sources, every single one of them said 100,000 officers. So I'm like, I don't know if this was like all across Japan or how this worked, but
Like
the
they have a
claim is
lot of, well, I mean, population
there's a
wise,
lot of
you know?
people. I know. And I was like, 100,000 officers seems outrageous to us because we don't have that, but maybe it's not for them.
Well, in Japan, actually, for every person, there is 1.5 CTT cameras,
Oh my God.
CCTV or whatever. So they're
CCTV.
CCTV, fuck CV. I don't fucking know. The cameras. It's fucking. But
Ash is already on vacation.
guys, I'm just trying to get through this cup of coffee. But yeah, so there are more cameras than people.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. So they take safety there very seriously.
So anyway, I had to flag that because I was like, I don't want anyone coming to me being like 100,000. I'm just reading the sources. I wasn't there. I don't know firsthand. Anyway, but they got almost nothing out of all of that. So the profile that they were able to build is the suspect was female. She had
Okay.
type B blood because she cut herself during this attack. So they did find another profile, but we have to remember it's 1999.
Yeah, so there was probably very little security cameras in the building. They weren't catching her.
And DNA just wasn't where it is today.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. You were able to, so like I said, she had type B blood. They were able to determine that she was about 5'2", 5'3",
Which
and she were
able to fucking determine. Of course she's 5'2", 5'3". She's probably Japanese. They're little
she's a
itty
little
bitty.
Japanese woman. Yeah, exactly. And they said that they were able to determine that her shoes were 24 centimeters long, but that was it. That's all they had. Like a short woman with type B blood and small feet.
Teeny tiny little feet.
Little tiny feet. Yeah.
Huh. Me looking at my fucking clown feet. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Tripping over myself.
Clown feet. I have little feet, but not 24 centimeter feet. Now I need to know how many centimeters my feet are. I will measure after.
You're what? You're a size 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 24 centimeters.
No.
I feel like they're bigger than that. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyways. The working theory, like I mentioned, is that she cut herself. Because, and people don't realize this, when you're in a knife fight, you're not coming out of there without a cut. It's
right.
you're wielding a sharp knife. And there's a detail that investigators did piece together that is so human and so damning. She went to the sink and she washed her injured hand. So that's where they were able to collect the blood evidence because she was like shit. So there was her blood around the sink and around the doorway. So clearly when she left,
She was still
she was
bleeding.
still bleeding.
Okay.
Okay. So they send this off for testing to the ability that they can in 1999. So now it's like 2002. It's about 3 years after the murder. And it took 3 years for the analysis to confirm 100% that it wasn't Namiko's blood.
Okay.
Which it's way faster now, but this is where we're at.
But also, keeping in mind in Japan, like all murders, uh, I mean, statistically are close encountered murders, and you have a high
Yeah.
population because we don't have firearms. So, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
how many knife wielding situations are there? Probably plenty.
This is it. This is just it. So the case went cold. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, they don't have anything other than it was a woman with tiny feet. Now, in 1999, when Namiko was killed, Japan had a statute of limitations on murder, which is very strange for us. Like, a statute of limitations on murder is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, it was 15 years, meaning that if the killer was not caught within 15 years, that was it. The clock ran out.
Yeah.
So even if the murderer walked into a police department after 15
Yeah.
years, it doesn't matter. They did not commit that crime. So now, back to Satoru. His wife is dead. His son is growing up without a mother. They're doing everything they possibly can, and most people would break under that. But Satoru did the opposite. He went to war with the calendar itself. So he distributed flyers for years on the streets of Nagoya, handing out information about the case, begging the public for any clue. He did every media interview he was asked. He put himself in front of the cameras over and over and over again, asking the country to help him find the woman who took Namiko. Because what you would be so panicked. The 15 years thing, you've got a cold
You
case. It's already been a
have to
couple
get this
years.
done. Yep.
Yeah. And then he did something bigger than his own case. He became part of the movement, bereaved families pushing the government to change the law. Their argument was simple and frankly unanswerable. They said, why is there a statute of limitations on murder? Get your head out of your asses,
Yep.
please.
Yep.
And it worked. In 2010, Japan abolished the statute of limitations for murder entirely. And Satoru was a huge part of this movement and changing this law. So, like, immediately hats off. And that's not even,
Mad respect.
yeah, that's not even the best part. And I've been saving this little piece of juicy thing.
Well, get to it, would ya? I'm excited.
All right. Satoru was like, I got to get my kid out of this apartment. Mom was just murdered in it. I got to move immediately, which, like, my child would not spend another moment in that house.
No.
So, of course. But Ashley, Satoru did not give the apartment up. He kept paying the rent on the empty apartment,
What?
untouched. So after investigators did their initial thing in the apartment, he
Yeah.
closed the door, locked it, and kept the lease month after month after month. He did not clean it. He did not get rid of the bloodstains out of the carpet. He did not even throw away the noodles and the orange peels in the lactic acid bottle on the counter. He did not take
preserved the
down the
crime scene.
calendar. He left the entire apartment exactly as it was on November 13th, 1999.
This fucking man, what a genius. Way ahead of his time, you know?
He did that for 26 years.
Excuse me? 26 years? That crime
Correct.
scene sat there exactly how it had been?
Neighbors started calling it a haunted house. It was a sealed, frozen, blood-stained apartment that nobody lived in, nobody touched, and no one went into, and he just paid the rent year after year after year. From
I'm shocked.
1999, girl, from 1999 to 2025, the total rent he paid on an apartment that he did not live in came to about 22 million yen. That's somewhere around 145,000 US dollars.
Wow.
Because he was like, he had so much faith in the future of the science behind
Mm.
DNA that he was like, if I just keep it like this, maybe one day they will have the science to be able to figure out who this killer was.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't think my husband loves me that much.
Ash, this isn't about you. Fuck.
Like, would
I
Mike
love
do
that
that
that's
for
what you
me?
took from. You're like, is Mike doing this for me? Listen,
No.
probably not. This is what I mean. Like, Satoru is a
He's a
badass.
he's a badass. This guy's fucking the MVP.
Yeah, like incredible. So he just kept that apartment and that blood waiting. He was, in the most literal sense, keeping the crime scene alive until the future caught up to it. And
Wild.
Ash, it did.
Tell me it all. I want it all.
All right, let's talk about her. For decades, the killer was a profile, a blood type, a shoe size, but she was all along a real person living a real life, and she was closer than anyone imagined. Her name is Kumiko Yasufuku. She was born in 1956, which means she was 43 years old at the time of the murder.
Yeah.
And she was 69 by the time it all came to a head.
Okay.
And here's the connection that you're going to be like, oh my God. Kumiko was a high school classmate of Satoru's.
What?
Namiko had never even met this woman in her entire life. So Kumiko and Satoru went to school together. They were in the same tennis club. And back then, Kumiko had a crush on him, a serious one. She reportedly sent him these like love letters where she would just be like, you know, when you're young and dumb
I'm
and then
still
you think it's going to still young and dumb
young and
and you
dumb.
think it's going to be like the movies.
Of course, because you're not developed.
That was it. And there are some sources that report Valentine's chocolates, like she sent him Valentine's chocolates, and Satoru was not interested. He didn't want
And
this girl. He was
no,
like, not my type, not interested.
I have a
And he,
question.
uh-huh.
If someone is sending you chocolates and you're not interested, are we eating the chocolate?
When I first started dating Matt, okay, listen, Matt is hot as fuck. Okay, I am not delusional in understanding that my man has it going on. And I was not the only woman vying for this man's attention. All right, like let's be real here. And there was a woman who sent him a gift basket at Christmas, and I ate the fuck out of that gift basket. We went hard on the gift basket. It was delicious. Of course I'm eating it.
All right, carry on.
And Satoru was like, the thing about this is he didn't even think about it again.
Well, no, it's like a
Right?
high school crush. Like,
He never responded. He literally, like, ghosting wasn't a thing then, but he ghosted her. Like, and didn't
Yeah.
even ghost her. He had no connection to her other than they played tennis together every now and then. She sent him a huge love letter, you know, telling him all her deepest feelings, and he read it, ate the chocolates, and moved on with his life. That was it.
which is the way it goes.
Yeah, they lost touch completely. For about 20 years, there was nothing. She never
And
reached
this
out
little
again.
this little tiny psychopath was just pining for this, like,
Psychopath.
Like, obviously stalking him
Yeah.
because she
So,
knew where he lived.
so 5 months before Namiko's murder, they ran into each other at like, it sounds like it was like um, a reunion of some kind. Okay.
Okay.
And by every account, it was a completely unremarkable conversation. Satoru remembers her saying she was doing well, that work and child rearing were going fine. He says she gave no sign of any ill will. He told her about his life. Like, and this was so real for me because how many, ex-boyfriends from high school do we have that you run into later in life and you have this conversation in the grocery store like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, I saw on Facebook you had a baby. Congratulate. Oh, thank you so much. Like he's awesome. I'm really
Totally
loving it.
normal.
I'm doing that." Right? So he said that was literally the conversation they had, but apparently she walked away from it being like, "No, I still want him and he will be mine."
Wow.
Yeah.
So what?
So
She dressed up like a fucking milk delivery fucking person? What?
right? So we have to be careful here because the motive is genuinely murky. Kimiko's own account has shifted multiple times. After her arrest, she initially spoke to investigators and then she invoked her right to remain silent. So officially, the motive is still not fully established. But I'm going to go ahead and say she was pissed off that he was having a happy life
Yep.
with Namiko and was
Yes.
like, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen. So that's the theory that goes on, is that she saw him, realized she still wanted him, and was like, no, I'm just going to take his wife from him and then we can live happily ever after.
Yeah, because that's how
But
that was going to play out, you fucking
well, and what's
lunatic.
so interesting is Satoru is the husband of the century
Yeah.
and he never remarried. He raised Kohei by himself. He never looked at another woman again.
My
So
question
her
is,
whole
after all
plan,
this played out, did she like show up and try and like,
we don't have the answer to that. I'm going with yes. Because that was her whole plan, right? I think her whole plan was, well, the only problem here that's keeping me from being with him is his wife. So if she's
right?
gone, if she's suddenly murdered in some horrific way, I can swoop in and take care of his child. And it's so amazing because Satoru was just like, I don't need your help.
No, I'm good, thanks. But
Please leave me alone.
bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She lived this whole time for 26 years right there, about 10 kilometers from the murder scene. But the worst part about this is she lived only about 2 kilometers from the home Satoru moved to afterwards. So she was even closer after the murder, where he moved to the new apartment.
Gross.
She was literally around the corner from him.
I'm disgusted.
Obviously, we don't have all the details, but I just can't help but think like she for sure watched him. She for sure
Oh,
stalked him. She watched that
100%.
little boy grow up. And it's just disgusting. So Kamiko Yasufuku had actually been on the radar. She had been interviewed at some point during the investigation, but she had always refused to give a DNA sample. And legally, for the longest
She
time,
didn't
they could
have
not force it.
to.
Yeah.
No.
So she just kept saying, no, I won't be giving my DNA. And that was it. But in August of 2025, officers came to see her again, and she refused a sample again at first. But something had shifted in her. By her own later account, she said she had been anxious every day for 26 years, which no fucking shit, bitch. As you
Don't,
should have been.
I don't even feel
Don't
bad
kill
for her.
people.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah, she said that every year as the anniversary of the murder approached in November, the dread would climb and would just like take over her whole body, which I love because I'm like, I hope she haunted the fuck out of you every day of your life.
Hmm.
On October 30th, 2025, she walked into a police station and essentially turned herself in.
Devil's Night. She's
Uh,
like, today's the day.
yeah, she was like, let's go, let's figure this out. And what is so ironic about this case is because Satoru had kept the apartment and because DNA had come such a long way, a few months before she actually came in, they had retested the unknown blood in the apartment The results from that came in the day after she turned herself in,
That it was her.
that it was her.
So they were catching her anyways.
And now she's willingly giving her DNA because she's saying,
Yeah.
I did something. And so because Satoru kept that fucking apartment
It's
for
crazy.
26 years, they were able to 100% without a doubt make the match.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they might not have had that DNA sample 26 years later.
Could you imagine when they
Mhm.
went to Satoru and they were like, so we found the killer and it's this fucking bitch from high school that you went like,
Yeah.
what?
Right? Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. So this is another like ironic part of this. NHK had a special documentary already scheduled to air on November 1st, 2025. It was called, and this is roughly translated, To the Fugitive, Words from the Bereaved Family. It was a program built around Satoru's decades-long plea to the killer who was out there. And the suspect got arrested the day before it aired.
Wild. What a wild turn of events.
And this is one of those cases where I'm like, you can't tell me Namiko was not behind all of this. In the spirit realm, not, everyone was just a puppet and she was just like, hey, you guys are going to think this is funny.
Yeah.
And again, like Satoru is just.
What a good dad and husband.
Listen, because his reaction once police were like, we got her. And oh, by the way, do you remember this bitch that sent you Valentine's Day chocolate?
He's like,
It was
no.
her. He's like, fuck, who? Yeah. But his first reaction was basically why, not how. He said he was truly surprised. He never expected it to be her because, again, he never thought about this woman ever. She was not a part of his life.
Did you guys ever do candygrams in high school?
So often.
Okay, so like, could you imagine? They're like, Michael Chantal Ashley was murdered by so and so. They sent her a candygram in grade 6.
This is it. He never thought. He never gave this. This woman was so basic and didn't even hold a flame to Namiko that it was never even a thought in his head. He never thought about this woman ever again. He said paying the rent for all those years had been worth it.
Ah, hell yes.
Because he
I
was
would
just
do the
like,
same thing.
And he said something that like just fucking broke me. In his statement after she was arrested, he was like, I'm so sorry for Namiko, because you would feel a guilt, right?
Yeah.
Like Namiko was just this vibrant mom who just loved her life and loved her kid and was
Loved her
excited to have
husband.
more kids. Yes. And because of someone he had an interaction with in his teen years, she was no longer here. And that's
I'm
so
sorry
sad.
for him because the
Me
guilt
too,
he
and I'm like,
probably felt.
I know. And I'm just like, I get not like finding another woman, but I just wish someone would take care of him.
No.
You know?
Maybe he has found love.
Maybe after all this, maybe that's what he was waiting on, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Kohei, the 2-year-old from the apartment, is a grown man now. He spoke too. He said his father's persistence over those long 26 years is ultimately what led to the arrest. And he said he hoped his mother could now rest in peace, even a little bit.
I wonder if he had memory of it. Subconsciously, I feel like your brain would block that out to protect you. I hope he doesn't remember it.
I know, me too, because I can't. It always breaks my heart because I'm just like, to experience a trauma like that at such a young age just sets you up for shit the rest of your life.
Yes.
So the legal end of this is still unfolding because remember, it was only 2025.
Yeah.
Kumiko Yasufuku underwent a psychiatric evaluation, which is standard in Japan for a case like this.
Yeah.
She's fine. She's fully mentally competent, and she can bear the whole weight of the criminal
Good.
responsibility of this.
Because it
She
does
was in,
piss you off that she had 25 fucking years or whatever of just,
yeah,
fuck you.
got to watch her children grow
Yeah.
up because she had kids. Got to watch. I'm convinced that she stalked Satoru
Oh,
and Kohei.
you're not just doing that and then letting it go.
No, exactly. She was formally indicted in early March 2026 for Namiko's murder. The case is set to go to a lay judge trial, which is Japan's version of a jury-involved court.
Yeah.
The question kind of hanging over it is going to be, what was her full criminal responsibility, which 100% of it was. So not a
All
question at
of
all.
it.
And the other one is, why?
Yeah.
Because I know we're sitting here and we're going, well, obviously it was because she was obsessed with him and she wanted him, but like no reasonable, mentally sound adult
That's
is doing
right.
this shit over this. Like we cover cases all the time where it's an ex-girlfriend and they had a whole relationship or they have a child together and she wants revenge or she wants him back. And like that makes, I mean, none of it
More
makes sense,
sense.
but that makes
No, but
more
yeah.
sense to me than like what you just said about the candygrams. Like this was such a, he didn't even remember this woman. When they were
No.
like, oh, hey, do you remember Kumiko? And he was like,
Yeah.
where would I know her from? Like he didn't know
No.
this woman.
She was so insignificant.
Yeah.
Still is so insignificant.
Yeah. I know, honestly. Like you're such a loser. And she's in her well, she would be in her 70s now. And I'm just like, I hate you.
Thank
I
God.
hate that you got to grow old.
Well,
Knowing
you know,
what you did. Oh God.
fuck her. Fuck you.
So
Not you,
as
but
always, girl, anytime we say fuck you in this podcast, I assume it's not directed towards me. But anyway, Namiko was 32 years old. She'll be 32 forever. She was a mom. And bringing it back to like, she had just said to her husband, this is the happiest I've ever been. I can't wait to have more babies with you. I can't wait to watch our children grow up.
Yeah.
And it just breaks me. Like it
Yeah.
just breaks my heart that this
Heartbreaking.
poor woman, and I can't dwell on it too long because it actually makes me tear up and I don't want to cry. But like she
No.
opened the door that day and I think about you. Just a kind-hearted woman who saw another woman at the door
Yep.
and thought, come on, and we don't know, like maybe she was in the house with her son all the time. Like it might have been nice to have
Yeah.
adult interaction, and she invited her into her tidy, beautiful home to sit down and have an adult interaction. And she lost her life in a miserable, horrible way.
Guys, episode like 743 is going to be the episode of when Ashley opened the door. Chantal will be like, so we talked about this.
Don't even start with me. I can't do it. So that is the case. Satoru, like to pay rent. And I mean, I know, well, we didn't gloss over it because that was like the whole hook of this entire episode.
Yeah.
But
The
I
weight of
just
that.
think about how many people in his life would have been like, buddy, you got to let the apartment go.
Yeah.
You got to let it go, honey. Like you're wasting money.
Yeah.
You
He was
got
like,
to,
fuck
how
no.
many people? Yeah. And he just every day was like, no, one day the science is going to catch up. And whatever is in that apartment is going to help find my wife's killer. And it fucking did. And I just, as much as it's a horrible story, and I do feel so deeply for Kohei and Satoru, what a feel good end. He knew, and this is intuition too. And we talk about this all the time on this podcast. Trust your intuition. Even though everyone was like, buddy, get rid of the apartment. Like you got to move forward. He was intuitively like, nope, I'm just going to
Yeah.
wait. I'm going to pay another year. I'm going to pay another year, you know? So
Oh,
that is the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Follow us, like, share, check out our membership. We have a Discord chat that is pretty chaotic.
yeah.
No topic is off topic.
No,
We
we're
cover it
friends.
all. Yep.
Yep.
And I hope that you have a lovely day, and we will see you all on Friday.
Friday.
Bye
Bye.
bye.